Hello, and welcome to this CIE IGCSE business lesson. We'll now be looking at 1.5 Business Objectives and Stakeholder Objectives. 1.5.1 Businesses can have several objectives and the importance of them can change. The need for business objectives and the importance of them. Different business objectives, for example, survival, growth, profit, and market share. Objectives of social enterprises. The need for business objectives and the importance of them. Business objectives are the aims or targets that a business works towards. They provide employees with a clear direction or a clear target to work towards, and it aids in keeping them motivated. Managers can measure success based on the meeting of these business objectives. If they meet these business objectives, then the business is successful. If they don't, then the business has been unsuccessful. Previous years' meeting of such objectives can be compared with the current year's. Different business objectives. Let's look at survival. When it comes to survival, the business aims to simply keep operating or surviving, especially during its early stages or tough times. This is a usual objective for a business that has just opened up. Break even. The business wants its revenue to equal its costs so that it makes no loss, neither a profit. Profit. If sales revenue is higher than costs, then the business has made a profit. This can be used to reward owners or reinvest back into the business and support future success. Growth. This is where the business wants to expand in size, sales, or operations over time. Shareholder returns. The business seeks to increase dividends and share value to satisfy its investors. Market share. The business wants to increase its percentage of total sales in its industry compared to rivals. Providing a service. This is where the business aims to meet customer needs by offering reliable goods or services. And then finally we have environmental and ethical objectives. The business aims to operate responsibly, protecting the environment by possibly reducing its carbon footprint and treating people fairly. Over time, business objectives can change. It may be a situation where survival was the first objective, then over time the business decides to break even as an objective, and then it may change again to having profit as its objective. Once it then grows, it's able to return shareholder value, and then its market share increases over time. It may decide that it wants to focus on environmental and ethical objectives. So just be aware that business objectives can change over time. Objectives of social enterprises. A social enterprise has social objectives as well as an aim to make a profit to reinvest back into the business or local community. They usually operate by private individuals in the private sector, and they usually have the following objectives. So they usually have a social objective to provide jobs and support the disadvantaged groups. They usually have an environmental objective to protect the environment, and they usually have a financial objective to make a profit to reinvest back into the enterprise. Okay, now this is an example of a social enterprise known as Divine Chocolate. They have a commitment to gender equality and empowering women farmers. It reads, for more than 2 decades, Divine Chocolate and Kuopa Koku have shared a commitment to empowering women. Together we support women in cocoa farming, develop the skills and confidence to grow better cocoa, build better communities and thrive in business. And they have another approach, protecting the environment. At Divine, we care about the environment. We are committed to doing all we can to make improvements that reduce our environmental impact. We've demonstrated this commitment across various categories within our operations, including sourcing and manufacturing, product development, packaging, transportation, and office supplies. So you can check out their website and you can check out how they are a social enterprise and what they do. Market share defined and formula. So our definition of market share is the percentage of sales a business controls in relation to the sales of the market as a whole. And the formula is market share equals total sales of a business over total sales of the market of which that business operates in. Then you times that by 100. Now on the right hand side we can see the global smartphone market share. And if we just look at Samsung and Apple, for instance, you can see that Samsung owns 15.6% of the market share. And if we look at Apple, you can see that they own 23.2% of the total market share. Now, how to calculate market share. This is an example of how to calculate market share. You've got this company called Phones for All, and their revenue is $25 million. However, the total market value is $400 million. So you calculate it by doing 25 over 400 and then times it by 100, which gives you 6.25%. So Phones for All market share is 6.25%. This allows a comparison with competitors and previous years. So now I have a question for you. Viva La Pizza is a popular restaurant chain that sells a wide range of pizzas across the country. Last year, its total revenue was $10 million. The total value of the pizza market in the country was $500 million. Calculate the market share of Viva La Pizza and show you're working. I'll give you a minute to work this out and to calculate it. If you want, pause the video and try to work this out. Okay, now you should have worked that out and you should have come to an answer. If you got 2%, then you're correct. Okay, so how you work it out is 10 million over the 500 million and then times by 100, and that should give you 2%. So Viva La Pizza's market share is 2%. Now, this is an exam style question from the June 2024 paper 2 variant 2.2, and it says 1A, explain 2 reasons why setting business objectives is important to JJ. Then you have a reason 1, and then you have to explain it. Then you have a reason 2, and you have to explain it. Now, reason 1 and reason 2 will get you 1 mark, and then your explanation will get you another 3 marks, and one of your points within your explanation must be applied to the business. Okay, so just know that there's an insert for this, so you need to read the insert before answering this question. I'll give you a bit of time now to research this paper, read the insert, and try to actually answer this question, okay? So pause the video and try to answer this question. Okay, now this is the mark scheme. So the mark scheme says award 1 mark for each reason. So you can get a maximum of 2 marks just for stating a reason, okay? Then it says award a maximum of 3 additional marks for each explanation of the reason why setting business objectives is important, one of which must be applied to this context. Then it says relevant reasons might include a clear target, aim, purpose, goal to work towards, guides the business in the right direction, avoids loss of focus. Decision making will be focused on the objectives, meaning better decisions are taken. The business may be more efficient. Helps motivate employees. Objectives will help focus the employees and management to increase efficiency, making it more likely to be achieved. Comparison of performance. So business managers can compare how each department has performed against their objectives to see whether or not it has been successful. Allows measurement of success, can judge performance or progress, helps the business to produce a plan or strategy for the business to achieve these objectives. Then it gives you an example. For example, to give a clear target for employees and managers to work towards, that's 1 mark. So they all know what is expected of them, that's another mark. When producing different items of jewelry, there's your application. Therefore, this means the target is more likely to be achieved, and there's your final mark. And then there's some application there that you could include within your answer. So you can mention the jewelry, you can mention set up 25 years ago, you can mention public limited company, You can mention objective to increase profit every year, and there's some more application parts there that I'm not going to read over, but these can all be found within the insert. Okay, so make sure that you're using these bits of application within your answer. Okay, thank you for watching that lesson. Good luck with your exams. And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my other forms of social media. Thank you.